No, no, this is not possible. I buried you. I stood there. I watched them lower your body into the ground.
I know.
Don't say that like it's normal. Do you have any idea what you did to me?
You weren't supposed to find me.
Find you? What does that even mean?
I wasn't supposed to see her that day. If I had arrived 5 minutes later, if I had taken a different road, if I had listened to my sister and stayed at home, I would have believed the lie forever. Because the woman I buried, the woman we all cried for, the woman whose grave I visit every month, was standing right in front of me, alive. People always say truth is stranger than fiction, but nothing prepares you for the moment your whole life turned into a lie. My name is Daniel, and this is the story of how I found my wife alive after everyone believed she was dead. It all started 8 months ago, the night of the accident. That night still lives in my head like a broken movie that keeps replaying. My wife, Amara, had gone out to visit a friend. It wasn't unusual. She was the kind of woman who loved people, always checking on others, always smiling, always caring. That is one of the reasons I fell in love with her. Around 9:30 p.m., I got a call from an unknown number. I almost ignored it, but something made me pick up. Hello, the person said. There was noise, siren, voice shouting. Then a man spoke. Are you Mr. Daniel Okafor? My heart stopped. Yes, what happened? I asked. There had been an accident. A woman. We found your number in her phone. I didn't even remember how I got to the hospital. 1 minute I was in my living room. The next I was running through a crowded emergency ward. My chest tight, my hands shaking. Where is she? I kept asking. No one answered me properly. They just told me to wait. That word became my worst enemy. After what felt like forever, a doctor came out. His face said everything before his mouth did. That was the moment my word ended. They said the car had crashed into a truck. They said the impact was too much. They said she didn't make it. But the truth, I never saw her body clearly. They told me it was badly damaged, that it was better I didn't look. I believed them because I didn't have the strength to question anything. The funeral happened 3 days later. People came from everywhere, friends, family, neighbors, everyone crying, everyone saying she was such a good woman. I stood there like a ghost, watching them lower her into the ground, watching them throw sand on the coffin, watching my life disappear. After that, everything became quiet. Too quiet, the house felt empty. Her clothes were still in the wardrobe. Her perfume still smelled fresh. Her favorite cup still sat on the kitchen table. I couldn't move anything. It felt like if I touched her things, I would lose her completely. Weeks passed, then months. People told me to move on. Be strong. Time heals. You will be okay, everyone normally say. But they didn't understand. You don't move on from someone who was your whole world. Then something strange started happening. Small things, things I couldn't explain. I would hear footsteps at night, soft, slow, like someone walking into the hallway. At first, I thought it was my imagination. Grief does that to you. Then one night, I smelled her perfume. Clear, strong, the same one she always wore. My heart started beating fast. I walked out of the room. Amara, I called, but no one answered. I told my sister about it. She looked worried. Daniel, you need to rest. Your mind is playing tricks on you, she said. Maybe she was right, or maybe not. Something wasn't right. I felt it in my spirit. Then came the day everything changed. I had a business meeting across town. I almost cancelled. I didn't feel like going, but something pushed me, so I drove. Traffic was heavy, so I took a shortcut through a small street I had never used before. That decision changed my life. As I was driving slowly, I saw her. At first, it didn't register. My brain refused to accept it. A woman standing by the roadside, talking on the phone. She looked exactly like Amara. Same height, same hair, same posture. My hand frozen on the steering wheel. No, it can't be. I told myself I was imagining things. But then she turned and our eyes met. Time stopped. Everything around me disappeared. Cars, people, noise, nothing mattered because I was staring at my dead wife alive. My car almost hit the pavement. I stopped suddenly and jumped out. Amara, she froze. Her phone dropped from her hand. For a second, just 1 second, I saw fear in her eyes. Then she ran. I chased her. I didn't care who was watching. I didn't care how crazy I looked. Stop, Amara, please, I said. Then she ran faster, like she was running from a stranger, like she didn't know me. That hurt even more. Finally, I caught her wrist. She struggled. Leave me alone, she said. It was her. Amara, it is me, Daniel, I said. Then she stopped. Slowly she turned. Tears filled my eyes. You are alive. She looked at me like she was seeing a ghost. Then she whispered, you shouldn't have found me. Those words break me. What do you mean? I asked. You are supposed to be dead. We buried you. She pulled her hand away and said, I know. I felt like the ground disappeared under my feet. What is going on? I shouted. People were starting to look, but I didn't care. I watched them bury you. I cried for you. Lower your voice, she said quickly. Her eyes were scanning the area like she was scared. Not of me, but for something else. Come with me, she said. I hesitated, then I followed her. Okay. She took me to a small quiet place behind a closed shop. Then she faced me. For a moment, neither of us spoke. I just looked at her, trying to understand, trying to believe. I am sorry, she finally said. That word made me angry. You faked your death. Do you know what I went through? Tears rolled down her eyes. I had no choice, she said. You had a husband, a family. You could have told me. She shook her head. No, if I told you, they would have killed you too. My heart skipped. Who? She looked around again, then whispered, dangerous people. That was when I realized this wasn't just about disappearing. This was about something deeper, something dark. They were after me, she continued. I got involved in something I didn't understand at first. Then I realized it was too late. What are you talking about? I asked her. I found out about illegal activities, powerful people I wasn't supposed to know. My head was spinning. So you decided to fake your death? It was the only way to survive, she said quietly. They helped me disappear. Who are they? I asked. Then I stepped back. This felt like a movie, but it was real, too real. Why didn't you tell me? I asked again, my voice breaking. She looked at me with pains in her eyes. Because they are watching you. That answer hit me hard. All this time you were alive and you let me suffer. Tears streamed down my face. I suffered too. I wanted to come back, she said. So many times I almost did. Then, why didn't you? I asked. Because if they saw me, they would trace me back to you. I didn't know what to say. Part of me wanted to hold her. Part of me wanted to walk away. Then I asked the question that had been burning inside me. So is it over now? She hesitated. That hesitation said everything. No, she whispered. At that moment, I understood something. Finding her wasn't the end of the story. It was just the beginning. Because the truth is, the people she was running away from, they are still out there. And now, they might know that she's still alive. And the worst part, they might know I know too. That was the day my life changed again. The day I discovered my wife was alive. And the day I stepped into the world I never asked to be part of. But if you think it was shocking, you had no idea what happened next. Because the real secret wasn't just that she was alive, it was why she needed her death in the first place. Then I found out. I wish I never saw her that day. I should have walked away that day. I should have pretended I never saw her. Because the moment I found out my dead wife was alive, I also walked straight into danger. Is it over now? I asked again. Amara didn't answer immediately. That silence told me everything I didn't want to hear. No, she finally said. My chest tightened. So what now? I asked. You forgot you saw me, she replied quickly. I stared at her. You can't be serious. I am serious, she said, her voice shaking. Daniel, if anyone sees us together, it puts you in danger. I laughed bitterly. Too late for that. She looked at me like she was memorizing my face again. I miss you, she whispered, and that broke me completely. All the anger inside me cracked because no matter what she did, I still loved her. Come home, I said softly. She shook her head immediately. I can't. Then I asked why. Because I am not free yet. Before I could ask more questions, a black car slowed down at the end of the street. Oh, she said quickly. No, I replied. I am not leaving you again, I said firmly. Her eyes filled with tears. You don't understand. Kept shaking behind us. Every sound made her heart jump. I had never seen her feel like this before. We finally entered a small, quiet apartment building. She opened one of the doors and let me in. The place was simple, almost empty. No pictures, no personal items. It didn't feel like a home. It felt like a hiding place. Sit, she said. I didn't. I need answers first. She signed and said, okay. She took a deep breath. Do you remember the company I started working with before the accident? I nodded. Yes, the consulting job. It wasn't just consulting, she said. My stomach dropped. What was it? I was helping with financial records, she explained. At first, everything looked normal. But then I started seeing things that didn't add up. Like what? I asked. Money transfers, large amounts, hidden accounts, fake identities. So why didn't you report it? I tried, she said. And that was when everything changed. Her voice became lower. Someone found out I was asking questions. What happened? I asked again. I started getting calls, unknown numbers, threats. My chest tightened. You didn't tell me any of this. I didn't want to scare you, she said. What about the accident? I asked. That wasn't an accident, she said quietly. My heart dropped. What? They were trying to kill me. The room went silent. I couldn't breathe for a moment. You are saying they planned it? I ran my hand through my head. This is crazy. I know, she said. So how are you alive? She looked down. Someone helped me. Who? A man from inside. Someone who didn't agree with what they were doing. He gave me a chance. He said disappear or die. And you choose to disappear. She nodded. They staged everything, the crash, the body, the funeral. My head was spinning again. So whose body did they bury? She looked away. I don't know. That answer made my skin crawl. Why now? I asked. Why are you still hiding? Because they are still looking for me, she said. And not just them, the people trying to expose them too. So why are you stuck in the middle? I sat down slowly. Everything felt heavy. What do they want from you? I asked. She hesitated again. Then she said something that changed everything. I have evidence. I looked up sharply. What kind of evidence? Enough to destroy them, she said. Then why not give it to the police? I tried, she said, but someone inside is leaking information. If powerful people are involved, they could control everything. So what is the plan? I asked. I've been waiting, she said. For the right time, the people, someone I can trust. She looked at me. You weren't supposed to be part of this. I shook my head. Where? I am now. We sat in silence. Then I said something I didn't expect. I am not leaving you again. Her eyes filled with tears. Daniel, she called out. I meant it, I said. We finished this together. For the first time since I saw her again, she smiled, just a little, but peace didn't last long. That same night, there was a knock on the door. We both froze. Amara's face turned pale. They found me. My heart started pounding loudly. What do we do? She grabbed my hands. We ran. But before we could move, the door handle started turning. Someone was trying to come in. I looked around for something, anything to defend us. My eyes landed on a metal rod near the window. I picked it up. The door burst open. 3 men walked in, dressed in black, cold eyes, no emotion. End of the road, one of them said. Step back. You don't have to do this, she said. They ignored her. Their eyes were on me. So the husband knows, another one said. My grips tightened on the rod. You are not taking her. They both laughed. What happened next felt like a blow. One of them rushed at me. I swung the rod. It hit his arm. He shouted. Another one grabbed me from behind. We struggled. I felt a sharp pain in my side. I dropped the rod. Amara screamed. Then suddenly, a loud bang. Gunshots. Everything stopped. One of them fell on the ground. 2 more shots. Then the other 2 dropped. I turned around. A man stood at the door holding a gun. Time to go, he said. Amara ran to him. You came. I looked at her. Who is he? The one who saved me, he said. Everything moved fast after that. We left the apartment, got into a car, drove for what felt like hours. No one spoke. Finally, we stopped at a safe house. That night, everything changed again. With the help of that man, we handed over the evidence, not to just anyone, but to people they couldn't board. Weeks later, the news break. Big names, powerful people arrested everywhere. The truth came out, and just like that, the nightmare started to end. Amara was finally free. Months passed, slowly, carefully, we started rebuilding our life. It wasn't easy. Trust had to be rebuilt. Pain had to heal. But one evening, as we sat together quietly, she held my hand and said, I never stopped loving you. I smiled. Good, because I never stopped waiting. And that is the truth. I buried my wife once. I cried for her. I mourned her. But somehow life gave her back to me. And if there is one thing I learned from all this, it is sometimes the truth is hidden. Sometimes people you think you lost are still out there. And sometimes the most shocking stories are real. See you guys on the next one.